Okay, I'm going to show how to make a sample Zentangle today. The first step, I'm going to be using my Micron pen. These are really nice pens that are going to give you a really nice black line. And I'm just going to put 4 dots, these are called anchor dots, in the corners. Then I'm going to connect the dots, and I don't need to worry about straight lines and Zentangles. Nice, organic, free-flowing, looks great. Okay, so I'm connecting my dots. Now I'm going to draw 3 dots anywhere on the sides. There's 1, 2, and 3. And this is going to make my tangle. So I'm going to draw my line however I want, connecting these dots. And that's going to give me 4 different areas. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in these areas, I'm going to be doing my different tangles. The first one I'm going to do is I'm just going to make some arches. The smaller you do these, the longer it will take. But Zentangles, because it has the word Zen in there, it's just about relaxing, having fun, kind of meditating while you're doing it. So I'm making almost like a ribbon shape, and I'm going all the way around the edges. Okay, now that I have that, now I'm going to go around again. Another loop all the way around. There's a little bump of tape underneath there. I'm going to keep going around, relaxing, having fun. And when you get to this place where you're doing your final project, you'll get to pick whatever kind of tangle you want to do. Okay, now I can do a little bit of shading in here. And when I'm coloring in, I'm going to use a Sharpie marker so I don't use up all the ink in my fancy pen. And I'm going to do a little shading on my inside for some nice contrast. And you can decide where you might want to shade, where you might want to make things darker. So I'm going to do some shading on the inside there. Okay, maybe I want to add a little bit of shading and dark design around the outside. There's lots of different ways you could add your shading or your darker parts in. Oops, and the lights just went off in the art room, so I'm going to turn those back on so we can see a little better. Okay, now the next tangle I'm going to do is kind of a fun one. It's like creating ribbons. So I'm going to draw a line, and then I'm going to draw another line right next to it so it looks kind of like a ribbon. And then I'm going to have another ribbon so it looks like it's passing behind it. So instead of drawing through, I'm passing behind, and I'm trying to keep about the same thickness. And maybe another one across here. You could make these more straight lines. You could make them more wavy. You decide. This is kind of a fun one to do. And maybe it passes through all the way over to there. Okay, then I could use my black marker again, and I could fill in some parts with that. I'm doing it carefully and just having fun with it. If you mess up, remember this is just a sample one that we're doing. And if I wanted to, I could shade all the different parts behind there. But I think I'm just going to stop there for now. The next Zentangle I'm going to do is kind of like a checker pattern. So I'm going to draw lines all the way down. And again, the smaller you do these, the longer it will take. The bigger it will go a little quicker. And now I'm going to draw lines across. And then in each corner, I'm going to draw a little square or a rectangle just to add a little more pattern. Okay, and then again, I could fill these in, and maybe I'm going to fill in every other one, or maybe I'll fill in every one. You decide. Okay, and then the last pattern I'm going to do, I think they look kind of like little mushrooms. So I'm going to draw mushroom shapes coming up. So it's two lines and then kind of like a ball shape on the end. And basically I'm just trying to make a repeated pattern, and then on the ends of those I'm going to add another one. And I'm going to keep going till I get the whole space filled up. And there I have a beginning sample Zentangle.